I am alive, and it's good to be alive, and today we are checking out the Lenz big fuck-off corpus bow cannon. Oh, whew, that was a mouthful. I almost fucked that up. In fact, I probably did, just a little bit. This thing looks wicked cool. I am a huge fan of this. It looks like a giant robotic crab claw with freaking anime, like Gundam jet thrusters coming off the sides of it. This thing just looks really cool. I like it. It's very pretty. It's chromatic. It's fucking huge, too. Look at that thing. It's ridiculous. I have critical delay, primed cryo rounds, point strike, vital sense, speed triggers, serration, rhyme rounds, and then I would put split chamber here, and I would even consider, I dare consider taking out the rhyme rounds for heavy caliber. So if you are going to have critical delay, which is really fun because this is an elemental crit weapon. That's right. It's got really low status chance, but really high crit chance, and it's a fucking like heavy artillery bow. I'll show you guys later on, but critical delay is fun to have on it. But my god, the like amount of difference that it has on your weapon if you don't have speed trigger. So check this out. Without speed trigger, it sets your draw time for an arrow to 4.29. That's 4.5 seconds just to pull back an arrow, which is the equivalent of watching Goku turn into a Super Saiyan, I kid you not. So if you are going to have critical deceleration, please, for the love of God, put a speed trigger on it. You will not be disappointed. You pretty much have to. I mean, look at that. It cuts the reload time down to 0.81 seconds. Not reload, but the draw time, forgive me. So it is drastically helpful. So this gets me to a critical chance of 149%, a crit multiplier of 4.4, which is not bad at all. This gets me to a status chance of a shitty 8%. Oh boy. Gets me to 117 impact, 3,800 cold, and 1,500 blast. So aside from the fact that it is a bow with high crit chance, what makes this weapon truly unique? Well, when you pull it back, as you can see here, it's really cool. There's no actual arrow. You just pull back these rings of energy, which I think is fucking sweet. And upon shooting it, you essentially create this cold aura around the impact spot of the arrow, which slows enemies and deals damage, and then it fucking blows up for an even bigger radius of some more crit damage. This is really cool because essentially enemies affected by the initial radius will get slowed down, and then it makes them extra vulnerable to getting blown the fuck up like they deserve. Look at this shit. Boom! Massive critical damage. I'm easily getting 25 to 30 50 even thousand crits with this thing without a split chamber. Imagine if I had a split chamber and a heavy caliber. I imagine the likelihood of you killing yourself would increase drastically, but it would be more than worth it. So that's the only thing you have to watch out for with this weapon, is when you shoot it, you can get affected by that cold aura. You better get the fuck out of there, because your ass is grass. It was really funny because I remember I was checking this thing out, and I was like, oh, and then I shot a box in front of me, and they're like, oh shit, because it finally occurred to me that it was gonna blow up and kill me. But yeah, I actually really enjoy this weapon. It is dangerous to use up close. It's not something you're gonna want to use as a regular gun. It is really cool though. I think this will be a really fun weapon to use in Plains of Eidolon, like as an actual sniper fucking like artillery bow cannon. I'm so pumped for that kind of stuff, especially if you can use it while flying an Archwing. I think that would be incredible. Aside from that, I recommend maybe even if you are going to use it in Plains of Eidolon, maybe put a flight speed mod on it, terminal velocity, because as you can see here, the arrows don't travel particularly straight or fast, and if you combine that with Zephyr's turbulence augment mod, you can increase your flight speed even more to make this almost a hit scan projectile, I imagine. The reason I'm playing as Avara is because this is a particularly fun ability to use with Avara, because that's the wrong fucking power. I am kind of drunk right now. If you cast your dash wire on a defense mission, you can pretty much sit up here and you are free to just rain bombardment hell upon your enemies. This is a really fun weapon. It's really nice to see some huge diversity in the game. It's impressive enough that it's a big fucking freezing aura explosive bow weapon, but the fact that it's high crit also makes it extra fun to use. The only downside is that it's got kind of a shit ammo economy. As you'll notice, this thing only holds 7 arrows at a given time. Yes, that sucks. So it's kind of interesting because this weapon's passive is also that it does what carrier will do. It will pick up unused ammo and turn it into ammo that this weapon needs. So let's say you pick up extra pistol ammo. It'll turn it into ammo for this gun if you have it equipped. So there is that going for it. But honestly, I have carrier equipped most of the time anyways, so it's just not something that you'll be able to use at a distance for long periods of time. If you have lots of ammo deployable pads, then you should be good, but otherwise you're gonna have to wander into the battlefield pretty frequently and pick up loot from dead bodies, which is kind of disappointing. But to be honest, for how effective this is, it had to have some kind of drawback. I mean, gosh damn, this thing just nukes. So anyways, if you want this badass artillery bow, it is going to cost you about 10 field round, if I remember correctly. Quite a bit. You might as well start stocking up. And you research it in the Corpus Tech Research Lab in your clan dojo. But it is a really fun weapon. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I can't wait to use it, like I said, in Plains of Eidolon. And I think it's just a really unique and interesting addition to the game, especially since I know a lot of people were bitching about not having enough corpus weapons in the game. So this is another corpus weapon for those of you who love it. And it's great because the fact that it deals such high critical damage, it's good against just about any faction in the game. And my friend noticed that if you shoot the arrow at a nullifier bubble, it actually sticks to the side of the nullifier bubble instead of bouncing off of it. So essentially the arrow will stick to the side of the bubble and then detonate. It doesn't decrease the radius of the nullifier bubble very much, but it is cool because it makes it easier to kill people around the nullifier. Anyways, you guys, I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was entertaining and shit, and I hope you all have a kick-ass day. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, everybody. Did you just slap me, you penis breath? Ow! You too! Everybody say cheese! Oh my god, you almost caused me to kill myself, and I'm dead.